Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. Big news.
I know.
You went on your first date in 30 years.
Yeah, a blind date.
Blind date.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know where to start. There's so much to unpack here.
Well, you searched him thoroughly.
I did. So a friend of mine contacted me and said she knew somebody. And so she sent over a photograph, and you thought he was an attractive man.
Yes.
He's about 72.
Yes.
So, you know, he's a successful professional.
Yes.
Sells real estate.
He does.
And so he's licensed and bonded, and I checked him out, and everything was good. So you decided that you were going to give it a shot.
Give it a go.
Give it a go.
Yes.
So he came, he picked you up.
Yes. Very nice car.
Very nice car.
Very nice.
And this guy doesn't have a lot of money. He's successful, but he's not a millionaire.
Right.
He lives well.
Yes.
But he's not a millionaire by any means.
Right.
Which you don't give a crap about.
No.
You don't care about that at all.
No.
Did he check off all the boxes of the things you did like? Did he seem adventurous?
He did. He sounded like the perfect guy for me.
What?
Yeah. The perfect guy for me because he had nice hair.
Yeah.
He had nice teeth. He had a nice personality. He had a nice face. He had a nice body. He dressed nice. Everything about him was nice.
So amazing. When's the second date?
There's not going to be a second date.
Come on, Mom. What do you mean there's not going to be a second date?
Because, I mean, he's all that, not a bag of chips.
What do you mean not a bag of chips?
Well, he's all that, but he didn't know how to use table manners. We were very strict growing up. We had to use table manners.
Well, did he open the door for you when you got in the car?
Yes.
Did he pull your chair out for you when you sat at the table?
He did.
Well, it sounds like he has manners.
Well, that's being courteous. That's not manners. At the table, you don't chew with your mouth full. You don't smack, or talk with your mouth full of food.
No.
And I was taking a sip of wine, and a spritz came out of his mouth and landed on my wine glass.
Oh.
I figured, I'm not going to go through all this gagging motion.
Oh, Mom.
I just excused myself to go to the powder room and gag.
You know what's so funny? I was having brunch one time, and this guy also talked with his mouth. It was a business meeting.
Was the same guy?
No,
Oh.
I hope not. And he was talking so fast. Every time he would eat and talk at the same time.
That's awful.
And I just focused. I stopped listening to what he was saying because I was paying attention to all the food particles flying out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And like one of them landed. It was a piece of egg, and it landed on the corner of my plate.
Ugh.
I couldn't take another bite. I couldn't even. It was sick.
I have a real good gag reflex. Had that landed on my lip, I would have.
Oh, on your lip?
Oh my! That's what I thought was going to happen.
Oh, Mom.
I thought that's what was going to happen. Then I'd lose. I'd just
Oh.
lose it.
Okay.
I tried it, but I don't want to go through that again. And another thing before I sign off on this, who does this after they eat bread and butter?
No.
Yes, and
no.
then stick their hand in
No,
the bread.
Mom, no.
Yes,
How?
and then offer me a piece of bread. I wanted to slap him across the face.
How can somebody open your car door and pull out your chair
He
and
was
then?
a gentleman, but he didn't have table manners.
Oh man! But you can teach somebody if he's got all the other qualities.
No.
You can teach
No.
somebody manners.
No, I'm done with that. Because it was me. All he talked about was himself. He didn't ask one question about me.
Oh, come on. He had to ask you one.
Not one.
Mom, he had to ask you one question.
He didn't ask me if I was married, if I had been married, if I had children. He didn't ask me any of those questions. He was so busy talking about himself, how important and how good he was doing, and I couldn't take it.
Well, this is like the date sounded so perfect in the beginning. Nice hair, nice clothes, nice,
it was.
and now all of a sudden it sounds like you're on a date from hell.
Well, because he was an egotistical snob.
Oh,
but
I don't like snobs.
But he didn't have good table manners, and that's a must with me.
I was going to say, you can teach table manners. I mean, a couple etiquette classes, and you can really fix poor table manners. But when somebody's narcissistic like that, and they don't really inquire about you, and it's just all about them. And, here's the thing: in real estate, there's a lot of competition in real estate, and and a lot of those guys try to outdo each other, and there's a lot of competition there. So I don't know. Maybe it's just that. Man, I don't know. I know real estate agents that aren't like that. So that's a generalization. That's just what a bummer.
I know, and it started out so right, but at least ask me had I been married, do I have children? I wouldn't even mind if he asked me his age, but he didn't ask me one question. And I didn't have time to ask him a question because he filled me in on everything in his life.
He literally talked all the entire thing?
Through the whole course of our dining he was talking about himself.
Well, maybe he was nervous. He was just trying to impress you. Maybe he was like, I've got to impress this woman. I've got to tell her all the things about me because, maybe he thought you were sitting there judging him.
Maybe he thought there was never going to be another one, and there isn't.
There isn't. Well.
No, I'm through with this now. I'm done.
Well, done with what? The whole dating process?
Well,
one bad date?
What if somebody spits something on my lip and I'll die?
You'll lick it off and swallow it. And you'll
God. I would do to stop that right now. Because that lives in my head, that sprinkling of food.
No. Well, I know what it's like.
I would have to re-clarify my standards a little. You have to have good table manners.
Yeah.
That's a must.
Yeah.
That's a must.
Yeah, no, I know. Like I said, I couldn't finish. I couldn't take another bite of my meal after. I was like, ugh.
I didn't mention that in all my...
But sounds like you didn't have time to mention anything. Oh, and you're what you were looking for.
Right. I didn't even mention table manners, and of course that would be the most important thing for me.
Now, what if he sees this video?
Well, maybe you can check yourself before you wreck yourself for the next date you have. That's my advice.
I guess that's pretty good advice. A lot of people said stay off the dating apps. Don't even go near the dating apps.
I know. I read that, and I'm afraid of that.
Yeah, so
scammers.
I don't think that the dating app thing. And I thought, friends doing the introductions would be, he had the.
Well, maybe it doesn't matter to some other women. Maybe that is not a crucial...
Right. No, I don't think there's a woman out there that doesn't want... that is going to deal with somebody that doesn't ask them questions or care about them, that he's an egotistical narcissist. Yeah. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants that.
I have had more men flirting with me in the grocery store.
Well, then maybe that's where you're going to meet your next date.
Maybe because I had a lot of comments and...
Yeah, well, maybe you just been like, excuse me, sir, do you think you could open up this jar of pickled pig's feet for me?
Well, you're crazy. Who would do that? And get pickle juice all over you to boot? Pig's feet?
Is it pickle juice in there?
Pickled pig's feet is in pickled...
Wait, so the pig's feet are in...
A jar.
A jar of pickle juice?
Pickled...
I know, but what is
vinegar.
pickled? Okay, let's change the subject.
Okay,
we're not going to get
please.
onto this subject.
Okay.
Oh, God. Just help me. Speaking of God help me, you were cooking today.
Oh, don't even start. Don't even go there.
Well, what the heck were you making?
I don't know. I wanted to put something together.
But what was it?
Beans.
Beans and what?
Ribs. I think.
Are you sure they were ribs? It wasn't like the McRib from McDonald's, like a sandwich that you just put in the beans?
No, I would never do that. Had kidney beans, northeastern beans, white beans. I took the bag, poured it on the table, and separated them. Make sure there's no rocks. Scooped them back in the crock pot and put water in it. And put some hot sauce in it.
Uh-huh.
And then I had a little Beyond Meat. And I threw that in there.
You put Beyond Meat in with ribs?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so weird.
It's hamburger.
hamburger and ribs in the beans?
Yeah.
Mom.
Well, it was meat. It didn't seem like that rack of ribs was enough for that big pot of beans.
Your cooking terrifies me.
I love
Well,
beans.
why don't we get you another date and you cook him dinner?
No! No. He'll be talking about me.
Oh, did he have bad breath?
I didn't get that close.
Oh, you didn't get that? No, there were projectiles coming out of his mouth.
No.
You're dodging projectiles. You couldn't get that. Now, did he try to give you a kiss goodnight?
You think... no.
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 So how did the date end? How did it wind down? Like, how did it? So dinner ends.
Okay, dinner ends, and we leave, and I get my wrap, and he puts it over my shoulder, and we walk out the door. And I said, it was so nice meeting you and going out to dinner with you, and I extended my hand. And I said, maybe we can, be friends. And so I said, this is my ride.
Wait, so...
I did not let him drive me home.
How did you get home?
I Ubered.
You did?
Yes.
Mom, you didn't tell me you Ubered.
Well, I don't care. I couldn't go be alone with him. Too close. Sitting that close and talking without that spraying going on.
Well, I was tracking you, and so I saw that you were heading home from the restaurant, but I didn't realize you were in an Uber.
Yes, I shook his hand.
You shook his hand
And said, maybe we could be friends.
Maybe. There's not a clearer signal than that when a woman shakes your hand and says, maybe we can be friends.
Yes.
How did he respond to that?
He just kind of stood there with his mouth open, still had food in it.
Oh, Mom.
Well, I could see it.
That's not true.
I don't care how charming, tall, good-looking, handsome you are, how debonair you are. You just don't talk to people with food in your mouth.
No, I agree.
It's like
I agree.
at dinner time, you're dodging all the little spittles.
Ew, I know. All right, but you're not going to give up. We're going to try again.
No, I don't. Not
Mom,
for a while,
come
not
on.
for a while. I'll just go to the grocery store.
Okay, but what was it like after 30 years to even go on a date? Like, what was it even like? Were you nervous?
I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was nervous that, I wouldn't, he's probably used to younger, prettier, type women, professionals. So I was nervous just because of my age and I just didn't have the confidence, to...
But you didn't back out.
I didn't back out, but I had confidence to leave.
All right. Well, don't give up. We're gonna find you Mr. Right. Now I know, another thing to add to the checklist.
Mr. Right.
Yeah. Well, not Mr. Wrong, not Mr. Bad table manners.
If we go to Mr. Right, there's nothing left. If we go to Mr. Left, there's nothing right.
Oh my God, Mom! What a cornball! Bad dad jokes. What a cornball! You've been waiting your whole life to use that joke.
Probably. No, but I get more attention at the grocery store.
Well,
or at the mall.
I should just get a camera and just... Oh, and another thing is, like, you didn't want me to film the date. You did not want me to...
And I should have had you film the date.
I know
so you could see how mortified I was.
I need to just bring my camera to the grocery store with you. And then when I see someone checking you out when you're, like, squeezing produce, then I'll...
Peaches.
Yeah. Then I'll walk
bananas.
I'll walk up to him with the camera in the face and say, hey, you looking at her peaches? Are you interested in going out on a date with my mom? That would literally be a hilarious set of videos, and watching people's reactions to, like, do you want to date my mom?
Well, dude, I can't say that one.
What?
Because he might watch TikTok or something.
What? Who?
You know, the one I said was flirting with me, following me all around.
Oh, yeah. No. Ooh. I was there for that one.
Yeah, I mean, he commented on my lipstick, my hair, my shoes, Ooh, I love those shoes. Ooh,
Yeah.
I love the lipstick. Ooh.
Yeah. He looked like he hadn't seen a real woman in quite a long time.
Or a bathtub.
Or bathtub, yeah. that guy was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
He was a little sketchy. And that's that weird thing is like, you can compliment someone.
Yes.
But then when the compliment goes overboard, and then it's like
You're stalking.
creepy.
Yes.
Yeah, creepy. I went to a bar, and I was waiting for somebody to show up. I was having a meeting. We were going to grab a drink. And the worst thing in the world to do is go to a bar by yourself. This woman plopped herself down next to me, and she's talking to me, and it's fine. And then she's telling me everybody she thinks I look like. She's going down this entire list. You know who you look like? You look like Brendan Fraser when he was in George of the Jungle. No. You look like Gerard Butler when he was in 300. No. You look like a bad guy in a Die Hard movie. I can't picture.
How can you shut them up?
I know. And I'm just kind of like smiling and going along with it like it's totally fine. And then she reaches over with her index finger and like brushes it like my cheek. Like she touches my face with her index finger. And I'm like, what is that? And she's like, did you get that? And I'm like, no, what? I thought I had something on my face.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm flirting with you.
Oh, is that a flirt?
And I said, oh, don't touch my face.
Yeah.
And then she goes, you can kiss me. And I'm like, what? And she goes, you can kiss me. Like, I'm giving you permission to kiss me.
You don't. Yes, you can. You can kiss me. Right? Dude, what's so wrong with that?
Oh my God. I want to kiss you. And she's like, go on, kiss me. She's like, give me a kiss. And I was like, what the hell's happening here?
Well, that was worse than mine.
Well, I looked around. I thought somebody was punking me.
Yeah.
I literally thought I was being set up. Like my friend was late.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, somebody's just playing a trick on
right.
me. I looked around. Nobody around. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, who responds to that? Like, what kind of a normal human being is going to respond to a stranger just saying, kiss me at a bar?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is pretty much a common, that's what a one-night stand is. You just kiss at home. But at least, like, the person didn't ask my name. She didn't ask, I didn't know any, like, there was
just plopped herself
no
down.
attraction whatsoever. Like, I didn't find this woman in the least bit attractive. Just being polite and having, like, the conversation. Kept looking at my watch, kept checking my phone. Yeah. Anyway, it's hard out there for everybody, Mom.
Yeah. Well, especially me.
No, everybody. It's hard out there for everybody.
Well, I'm picky.
I am too.
I am so picky.
All right. Well, why don't we go picky on some pizza?
Oh, that sounds good.
All right. Back at square one.
I'm sorry I bothered you with this.
No,